So today I want to talk to you about productivity, and I actually wrote some stuff down just because I want to give you six of like my favorite coaches or mentors or people that I have stolen stuff from. Because one of the things that I get a lot from, whether it be entrepreneurs or agents or CEOs, it doesn't really matter. The question is always the same: how can I increase my output and my productivity with the time that I have, so that I can have a better life? Because here's the reality: those of us that have succeeded in at any level realize that the one thing that we can't get more of is time. And while we can work our asses off, ultimately doesn't necessarily mean that we get a great life. And I had to laugh this morning. I was listening to something, and it was Gary Vaynerchuk, and he made this comment that I'm like, yes. He said, I look back at me as a 29-year-old and I laugh at how lazy I was. And yet at 29, I was a workaholic. So his current self looks back at his younger self and says, hey, listen, yeah, I worked really, really hard 24/7, but I didn't get anything done, right? And so the question again, how do I increase my output with the time that I have? How do I increase my productivity with the time that I have? So the answer is nearly always increase the value of the time that I have, right? And it turns out that most of us, whether we went to college or didn't go to college or went to extended college or whatever, we were never taught. We certainly weren't born to know how to use habits and rituals and routines to create that. So and certainly most of us aren't clear on the science behind how we can create an atmosphere where we can get more productivity. So there are countless examples. Like, I don't care if we're talking about Warren Buffett and his make a list of 20, pare it down to 5, now pick the one, right? It's all about elimination. Or Steve Jobs talking about the power of no. Or I'm trying to remember who it was, but there was one guy actually that was so sort of committed to creating as much brain space so that he could increase the level of his productivity, that he literally took out the decision making requirements for getting dressed in the morning. He wore the same thing every single day, right? He just here's 7 of them, and that's what he wore. And the premise was that he was creating space because we only have so much bandwidth, right? So what I would like to do today is I'd like to share with you 6 mentors, 6 coaches that I have learned something from over the years, and feel free, connect with them, follow them, whatever, right? So number 1 on my list is Craig Ballantyne. Craig Ballantyne is there we go. Craig Ballantyne is a perfect day formula, and I love this one because what it does is it stacks several of the habits and rituals of the hyper successful into one routine, right? And in a matter of fact, if you want to, you can private message me Beast, and I will share with you my Beast Mode morning routine so that you can sort of see what I've created as a result of that. But Craig Ballantyne, and there's also a book called Miracle Morning that does something similar. Craig's is a little bit more in depth, but he's awesome. Like, if you want to follow him on Instagram, he's fantastic. The second one obviously is time blocking, and frankly, the time blocking deal is what I've stolen from Miracle Morning and Perfect Day. And again, that's my Beast Mode morning. And what it really does is I've basically said, hey, listen, I'm going to eliminate all of the chaos that allows me to, or distracts me from doing the specific things that I need to do, right? And like, it's everything. So well, I'm not going to go completely into it right now, but I will say, just again, the private message me Beast, I'll send you the Beast Mode morning, but it's everything from what time I go to bed to what time I wake up, and the 5 things that I do when I wake up. And it's just a real simple process, but it's a ritual that I do every day, and it prepares me for the day to come. So, all right, number 3 is Shannon, my lovely wife. And it's about meal prepping. And this is a really, really powerful deal. I don't care how you want to think about it. You can think of it as medicine. Food is medicine. You can think of it as you fueling the engine, right? Fueling the car. But the reality is this: your what you feed yourself is the fuel of this right here. Now, listen, I'm not even going to talk about your health and long-term longevity. I'm going to talk about your ability to process information, to be the person that you need to be as an agent, as a parent, as a spouse, as a community member, as you're a friend, all of these things, right? It's powered by your nutrition. And I'm right there with you. I used to travel a tremendous amount, so I get all of the excuses that we make. But one thing that Shannon did for me is she taught me the power of meal prep. She taught me the power of meal prep. And if you want to private message me discipline, and I will get you a nutrition plan that I started off with Shannon. And again, it was this idea that I could literally meal prep. I only cooked twice. Think about this. I only cooked twice a week, and I ended up with an incredible nutrition plan. By the way, this nutrition plan got me to single-digit body fat when I turned 50 years old. So I'm telling you, it worked. It worked big time. All right, number 4 on my list is Robin Sharma. Robin Sharma. Robin says, go back to school. And what he's not talking about is like literally, unless you're kind of into that thing, which is fine. All right. What this is what Robin calls becoming a 60-minute student. So committed to becoming the absolute best in your field requires continuous learning. We know that, right? We talk about this all the time. What if you basically said, hey, listen, I'm going to create 60-minute blocks each day. It's going to be part of my ritual. It's going to be part of my routine. And you did that for a year. That would be 15 days of learning. Whoa, right? By the way, you have a $159 Tom Ferry opportunity before you right now. So that would be in alignment with Robin Sharma. Get it. Make up for the time that you've lost so far this year with Virtual Edge. All right, number 5, it was actually from Tom Ferry, and it's all about cadence. Okay, so and the idea is that nothing in life, and I talked a little bit about this yesterday with my talk on patience, but what Tom says is that everything is about cadence. Nothing in life is just a one-shot deal, in other words, right? So whether it's the preparation for opportunity or the building of whatever that thing is or that process is, it all requires a cadence of action that builds one day into the next day. And I love this line, right? Mastery is in the hands of those that take action consistently over time. I'm going to say that again. Tom Ferry. Mastery is in the hands of those that take action consistently over time. We see it in every piece of life, and I'm not going to go into all of them, but you look at anything and everything, come up with a great idea and you absolutely know it's going to work. But if you only do it for a week, it doesn't happen. Okay. In order to have the outcomes that you're looking for, you must have incredible cadence. So if you are not connected and following Tom Ferry, he's a great one to follow. And then number 6, coach, hack, steal, Jesus. Yes, Jesus. He's not even alive, folks. Well, maybe he is alive. But Jesus says, forgive every day. Forgive every day. And listen, as successful entrepreneurs, business people, as successful spouses, we know on the spouse side, you have to operate at a higher level. And frankly, even the level that you think that you have to operate at is too low a level. You can do more. You've got to operate at a higher level. And that means you don't have space for the noise of life. You don't have space for you to be holding on to, what your husband or wife said to you, or what the person on the other side of that transaction did. You have to forgive. You've got to get them out of your brain and move on. You all are leaders. And Jesus says, let God be God and let Jesus, and I'll be Jesus, right? So what that means is God will determine what's going to happen in the end. Your job is to WWJD, and I'm pretty sure Jesus says, hey, you've got to forgive. And I don't know how you can expect someone else to cut you some slack if you're unwilling to cut someone else some slack. And as a matter of fact, I think it might actually be in that book. So number 6 on my list, Jesus. So let me go through them one more time. Number 1, Craig Ballantyne. If you are looking to figure out a better way to run your calendar and run your schedule for high performance, he's your guy. Number 2, time blocking. It's kind of my space. So if you're looking for help with time blocking, again, private message me, Beast. I'll take care of you on that. Number 3, Shannon Conklin, Be Disciplined. Meal prep, nutrition, private message me, Discipline. I'll send you that information. Number 4, Robin Sharma, Become a 60-Minute Learner. Number 5, Tom Ferry, It's All About Cadence. And number 6, Jesus, You Gotta Forgive. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye.